You guys notice anything different? Ooh, brighter cages. Wow. How's it going, boys and girls? Now, as I have promised, as we continue to sell the crested geckos, we are going to be getting more and more obscure reptiles that are not really seen and very uncommon in the hobby. Today is no exception. We are taking a break for the enclosures and getting something that isn't necessarily a new gecko. You have seen it before on the channel, but is the first time we are starting a project with it. If you're a fan of the channel, there's only a certain number of things you probably know by now. Put it down in the comment section. I want to see who knows their stuff. However, just like everything else, before the FedEx shipment gets here, we got some stuff to build because we got to get their homes all ready and secure for them to have a good time. Let's get into it. Grow shelf, come on and grab your friends. We're going to a distant land. Dakota and Jake the dog, the fun micro shelf. Micro shelf all. Now, as you guys know, these are filling up. There used to be a whole shelf full of empty enclosures. Now we have 1, 2, only 5 left out of the bunch. It's been going pretty quickly. However, as you've seen in last time's video or the video that's gonna come after this, I have no idea how long it's gonna take. We have some 12 by 18s that we're building Project Jungle builds. So in the next 4 to 6 weeks, maybe less weeks, again, I have no idea how long this is gonna take, those enclosures will be ready, and all of these guys except for 3 enclosures will be moved into those enclosures. However, I'm not a psycho person. And this isn't the future, this is the present, which means we need to set up a temporary enclosure for this pair of geckos while we wait for that enclosure to get ready. Oh, I already spoiled it a little bit. I said it was a gecko. Darn. This one, we are not going on level 1, we are not going on level 2, but we are going at level 3 to the last one. This one already does have a custom background and substrate already in it. The problem with it is some doofus thought you could use a razor blade to clean the glass, but it's not glass, it's acrylic, so obviously it's gonna leave streak marks. What kind of bozo does that? Dakota? What kind of bozo thinks you can do that? So we are going to be filling today. It's already pretty good. It's got the substrate in it. Of course, it needs one touch, a small little Project Jungle touch. As you guys see on the micro shelf, we put some potted plants in there just to add some greenery, boost the humidity in there, and create a spot where the animals are able to lap it up, whether it be the enclosures or the various geckos that we have inside of these enclosures. Which means we're done with the micro rack for 5 seconds and we're heading to Growtopia. What's Growtopia? It's where I keep my plants. Let's go. Now I know what some of you guys might be thinking, Dakota, you're just slacking. You're not making any videos. You're just doing nothing. Is this nothing? You see that little tint of pink? I installed new lighting systems. I'm doing stuff every day. It just happens that some of those days I don't edit videos. So unfortunately, we are running pretty low on plants. And by low, I mean there's only like 50 plants in here. So I think I'm just gonna use pothos for these guys just because, again, they're gonna be in there for like just a couple of weeks. It doesn't need to be fancy. So I think we're just going to this one. Well, let's just grab another one out of this one. Grab these. Again, it adds some greenery, it looks nice, but it doesn't need to be fancy because, again, in a couple of weeks, they're going to be not in there. Boom, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. We got it going in there. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect because they're only going to be here for a couple of weeks. I decided to just use 1 cork round, and that is just due to the fact that I want them to kind of hide in the cork round whenever it's time to move them. That way I can just easily pick up the round, put it in the enclosure, and then I'm good to go. If you guys remember the last time we tried to move this, almost spoilingly, one time we tried to move this exact species of gecko, and it ran, and it took 15 minutes for me to find it and finally capture it. So we want to try to avoid that happening again, which is why I choose just 1 single cork round for it for hardscape, so it's the only place that they can really hide into. Right, we're all set up now. It looks like I hear the FedEx man ding-donging the door. What great timing as always. So let's head back over and unbox these amazing little dudes. Hey guys, so we got the package and we unboxed it, and when I opened it, I saw something that really no viewer wants to see. That's the fact that there's a mid-roll. Some guy commented that it was a pretty smooth transition, so I decided to use the exact same formula. Let's get into it. I'm gonna take a second real quick to talk about the website. Now, you guys already know what we got going on. Plenty of crested geckos, gargoyle geckos, and all the new Caledonian stuff going on in order to get some rare and uncommon species of both geckos and lizards. Old Dakota doesn't buy fancy jewelry and watches. I wear a vape around my neck. That's how broke I am. Because whenever one of those animals are sold, I go ahead and put it back in the business and have you guys be able to check out some amazing species. Just like as the great late Billy May said before the heart attack, but wait, there's more. Because of course at Dakota Blue Exotics we have the bioactive store. This includes everything you're going to need for a bioactive setup, including your drainage layers, your substrates, plants, air plants, isopods, springtails, and so much more. And something I'm very excited to announce is that we did upgrade our leaf litter. Instead of what I call Old Reliable, which is just sustainably oak leaves that are treated and you're good to go, we now have magnolia leaves. No more will you have to have the crappy leaves to your isopods will enjoy, but visually don't look as good. Now you have these beautiful southern magnolia leaves. Absolutely fantastic. If you guys want to check that out or all the other stuff I just mentioned, go down to the description or you can go to dakotablueexotics.com. Thank you so much. Let's get into the unboxing. All right, boys and girls, here we go unboxing these new guys. Now, don't mind Mr. Broom. I cleaned up a little bit for you guys while I was doing more work. So here they are right here. It looks like we have a 2-for-1 special because they seem to be taped together. Let's see if we can undo this. These lids are gonna open and catastrophe is going to ensue. Oh, I knew it! As you guys can see right here, we have a pair of lineatus geckos, Philosophia Phelsuma lineatus, or the line day gecko. Much captive breeding of these guys going on right now. I do see them imported and every now and then. That's actually where I got one of mine years ago. I found it at someone's table and I was like, I like day geckos, I'll buy this one. So far, not much captive breeding. These guys are pretty similar to the, I don't know the Latin of it, but the peacock gecko. The only difference is instead of having those black marks with a little bit of red, they still have a little bit of red, but that black mark turns into a black line. That's pretty much the only difference I can see for them. Roughly the same size, same temperament, but just a really cool display species. If I had to go off of size and base coloration, I would say this one's the male, this one's the female. They both have regrown tails, which is just a great sight to see. So apparently these guys are escape artists, I could imagine. But let's check this guy out, or what I'm assuming the male is. Absolutely gorgeous little dudes. I love the day geckos. As you guys know, we'll talk about it a little bit later. We have quite a few different species going on right now. Like we've been doing with the anole lizards, I also think day geckos make a perfect species for the bioactive enclosures. It's depending on which subspecies. Preferably, I enjoy the smaller ones, the micro guys, because you can have more of them. You can really build cool intricate enclosures and build a lot of enclosures. The one thing I definitely found out while doing Project Jungle was the fact that you need to put size into consideration, because while you make a beautiful enclosure like I did for the chihuahuas, you will quickly find the chihuahuas destroying that enclosure and you needing to change it 3 times before it finally sticks and nothing really goes wrong in it. However, for something like the tiny little lightweight day gecko right here, that is not going to be a problem, which means you can really deck out a really cool enclosure for some of these species like these guys, and you're not going to have any problem with them destroying the plants. It's kind of the way forward I'm really thinking with Dakota Blue Exotics. Of course, we've mentioned a few of the really passion stuff I want to get into, but that'll be later on down the road. But for some guys like these, oh man, I'm just really excited to build some absolutely fantastic enclosures, which as you've seen or have not seen yet, we are in the process of doing. Really cool, man. Look at these 2 little dudes. Right, enough of that. Let's get on over to the enclosures and put them in where hopefully they don't run away and I have to chase them 30 minutes like I foreshadowed the last time we tried this. Alrighty, boys and girls, now it's time for everyone's part of the day, and that's going to be, can I put these geckos in here without them escaping? The female definitely does seem to be a little bit more on the skittish side, so I'm going to put her in last. The male seems to be a bit calmer, which means we might have an easier time getting him in. So let's see what happened. Oh, just gorgeous, man. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm gonna be very still on top, which is a bit of an issue. The female is ready to go. No, no. Oh my god, this is terrifying. Okay, we got him. We got him, boys. Both in. My heart pounds every time I have to do that. Oh my god. At this point, some of you guys might be asking yourself, Dakota, why did you get a new pair of lineatus when you already had a male? The reason behind that was for 2 reasons. Actually, just one big reason. Well, I guess 2. To the matter is, this is actually going to be a captive bred pair of P. lineatus, whereas mine is a long-term captive. The fact is, this is already a proven breeding and egg-laying pair, whereas with that one, I'd have to like go back and forth. It would be the first time breeding, and there's obviously a couple of hurdles that go into that. Take a look at my standing eye, for example, and you'll know exactly what I mean. It is with all that being said that we are actually going to be selling our male P. lineatus. I got this guy as a juvie to subadult around 2 years ago or so, maybe 2 or 3 at this point in time. So I bought him at that point for $80, and now that he is an adult ready to breed male, I am selling it conservatively for $100, judging on how the market is just complete doggy doo-doo. If you guys want to check out an absolutely beautiful display day gecko and you want to get one, you can get yours right now before I start producing babies for something as low as $100. Absolutely fantastic. There you got it, boys and girls. Some new day geckos to kickstart off our new projects heading into 2025. That wasn't enough content for you, boys and girls. You guys can check out the last unboxing we did with some geckos. It was actually the Clemmerai. It's this very funnily titled one right here. Maybe you want to check out some other unboxing videos, which will be in this playlist. As always, thank you so much for taking the time of your day to follow us over here at Dakota Blue Exotics. I will see you guys next time, but until then, goodbye.